Hello, my name is Ed, and you're watching Ed Wired. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to make a mini 12-volt Tesla coil. And I'm going to put my hand in front of the breakout point so you can see the sparks easier. Make some little sparks. Whoa. When I get my finger near it, the sparks stop. And I'm going to teach you how to build this. So I just said 12 volts because that's what I was using, but you can use higher voltages than that depending on what kind of parts you use and where you put them. So this is just the normal circuit. I'll show you in a schematic soon, and it runs on 12 to 24 volts. If you want to do more than 24 volts, use a TVS diode, which is basically two Zener diodes pointing each other. And I'll show you where to put that in the schematic. And if you're also using more than 24 volts, you want to use a current limiter or a ballast. This limits the current going into the circuit so it doesn't fry itself. And you want to use a 2 to 5 amp ballast depending on what you want. The more current the ballast lets through, the bigger the sparks. Let's see, where is that? There it is. This is our circuit diagram. Here we have instructions on how to use it. I'll tell them to you in a minute. Here's a capacitor that goes in parallel with your circuit's voltage input. Now, this says 2.2 microfarads. I've seen people use as high as 5 microfarads, but I do not recommend that. I'm using as low as 0.1 microfarads, and that's working great for me. Here is a 1 kilo ohm potentiometer. Now, a couple knows about the circuit. This potentiometer, the middle leg of the potentiometer, which is the part that is the arrow on the circuit diagram, that's going to be connected to the gate of the MOSFET. And I'll show you the how it's oriented on my circuit. There's also a 47 ohm resistor which connects to the positive of the power supply. Here's our MOSFET, and this is just the circuit without the TVS diode or the current limiting ballast. So you'll be able to put 12 to 24 volts in, which will make like a 1/3 inch long spark. Here's our primary coil, here's our secondary coil, and yeah, that's basically it. So if you want to put more voltage in, you'll add the TVS diode here. So what this is it connects here. It's just two Zener diodes placed like that, and then this goes to negative of the power supply. Now, we are using a 12 volt TVS diode, and if you can't find just a TVS diode on wherever you get your parts, you can just use two 12 volt Zener diodes pointed in that direction. For the current limiter, we would have just an inductive or some kind of resistive ballast placed in series with our circuit and our power supply. And yeah, remember, it should let through 2 to 5 amps. So this is my circuit. It uses an IRFP 260 MOSFET, a 1K potentiometer, a 1-turn primary, a 400-turn secondary wrapped around a 1-inch pipe, which uses 32 AWG magnet wire. I used a 47 ohm resistor and this film capacitor, 0.1 microfarads or 100 nanofarads. Now make sure you do not use an electrolytic capacitor because those will blow in this circuit, even if you have a really high voltage rating electrolytic capacitor. So my 1K potentiometer is oriented like this on my circuit. I encourage you to orient it like this on your circuit, and I'll show you how it's oriented. And, okay, my potentiometer's first leg is connected to the source of the MOSFET. The second leg, which is the tap where the two resistors are, is connected to the gate of the MOSFET. And the third leg is connected to the 47 ohm resistor. If you don't orient it like this, then your circuit will probably die. And you make sure your potentiometer is turned all the way to the left before turning on your circuit. On first tries of the circuit, turn it on at 12 volts, because that should be the minimum you would be able to put into this circuit. Slowly turn the potentiometer to the right until you see a spark at the secondary winding, at the top of it. And that's it. That's all you need for this circuit. Let's test it. So I turned on the circuit off camera to make sure it was working, but my potentiometer was accidentally turned to the right, and I blew another MOSFET. Darn. So I'm just going to show a video that I took earlier of this thing on, and sorry, I can't show me tuning it because I don't want to use up another MOSFET because I need it for a different project. So, on with the other video. So this is my circuit. It can light up a fluorescent light, and it will shoot sparks out of the top. So, I'm just going to plug it in, and this is the fluorescent light lighting up. It's pretty bright. As you can see, when the fluorescent light gets closer, the sparks die down. This circuit is so easy to build. I also think it's cool how you can touch the sparks. They're a little bit warm. Ow! Never mind, don't touch it. I hope you had fun building. See you next time. Bye.